Let me record. Good morning. 1965. There was an era made, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Prior to that, African Americans were having the hardest problem trying to figure out how we're going to be included. Then, the majority came together to pass the Voting Rights Act of 1965. A majority that was not African American passed the Voting Rights Act. This tells you that the evolution is possible in politics to be inclusionary if that's what the majority want. Simply put, the majority could have said, we never want this. They could have said, we never want it. They could have never felt the pressure of the electorate to simply say, we never want this. And we know there were people who did it. We know this. A lot of things that are getting passed today are from a minority group, which is very wealthy. We are finding out over and over today that scientists have been paid. FDA people have been paid. FBI people have been paid. Government people have been paid to make or influence or push decisions on the majority of citizens by a minority, wealthy, powerful group. We know this to be a fact. The influence is there. We know that an individual bought a news outlet and decided what they would not do for a candidate, that they would not put out information, they would not endorse, they would not do these things. We know this is happening. We know that right now, people are saying, this is a really crazy one. Hey, you have a problem as a citizen, but I'm not going to tell you what that problem is, but I want you to feel like you have a problem. And then I'm going to pass legislation to fix the problem that I'm not going to tell you that you have, i.e., TikTok. Hey, national security. It's a national security risk that I can't tell you about, but I need you to be nervous about it. Nervous enough to understand that I'm doing the best thing I can for you. But I will not tell you about it, but I will affect you. But it will affect your life. So I want you to know that I'm protecting you. Now explain to me all the problems you have in your life as a citizen. Which ones don't you know about? If you're struggling right now, what problems are you struggling with that you definitely don't know you're struggling with? Who's helping you with the problem that you're struggling with that you don't know you're struggling with? When you don't pay your bills, does that bill not come because they know you have a problem? No, they don't. They send that bill anyway. But in politics, it's the only place where we are told that there is a problem that I cannot tell you about, that I'm going to do something that you don't like, because it's for your best interest, but I'll never be able to tell you about it. Keep your enemies close. Keep your friends close. Keep your enemies closer. How many of you really are walking around every single day with your known enemy right next to you? Do you see how that just doesn't make any logical sense? None. We've gotten so far that when's the last time anybody's heard with all the information they push out, but someone in government decided that, you know what, we can never know about? We can never know about the Epstein list. Ever. It can never come out. We can never know who was on that list. But we know that there were negative things that happened. But we can know about every single artist out here that's done something. We can know about all of their victims. But this Epstein list, we can never know about. Matter of fact, we don't know about it so much that it isn't even talked about. Drones, they don't even tell you. Right now, we're like, hey, where are the drones coming from? We saw the soon-to-be president get on stage, and he said the government, they know where these drones are coming from, but he didn't say it himself. The same person that says that I talked to all of these people, I get all of this information, couldn't put out a single bit of information, but had a press conference on it. And people were saying, we've heard more from him than we've heard from the current person, which he said the same thing you did. The government knows. And we accept that like it's okay. I am not here to sell you a problem that you can't see. I'm not going to tell you that you have a problem that I cannot identify. And that's where it becomes important to understand that we are all being influenced in a way that sometimes you just don't know. And you know what? We're going to have to figure that out too. And the way to do that is together. It's to simply say that, hey, maybe we need laws that do not allow for you to do propaganda type things. Maybe that should be okay. Maybe we need laws where every time you turn your TV on, there's a that you just can't be, you can't just put in there that, hey, no matter what we do in this clause, you can never come for us because you signed that because you wanted to use our information, even though we're not providing you the best service that we can, even though you're paying for it. But together we have to be able to do those things. We have to be able to solve some of these problems, some of these root cause problems early. We have to. We continue to take from you. There are conversations right now again about Social Security, and nobody still has passed a law to say that, hey, when you guys implemented the Interdepartmental Fund back in the 80s, early 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, may have been 1982 when you entered the Interdepartmental Fund and you were allowed to take from Social Security without a plan to put the money back. Maybe you should have been allowed to do that. Maybe you should not have been allowed to do that. We cannot figure this out with the small group that we have. We have to figure this out together. We have to do this as a collective, but we have to start somewhere. States are where you make those starts. States. The federal government it doesn't function without backing from the states. They need the states. So states have to be the root, they have to be the root to fix problems. So we got to start right here. That's why I'm pushing so hard to get you to understand legislative authority for citizens. It is possible. We just have to put the right person in that top seat. You have to understand this. It's got to trickle down from the top. Congress, the federal area is built differently. You got to get it in the states. Take a look at North Carolina when they put somebody in the state. They immediately start trying to pass laws to remove power from that seat because the seat is that powerful. The governor's seat is that powerful. Let me be the person to sit the governor's seat of Florida and give power to its people that is reflective of the Constitution. If the Constitution says the power is inherent to the people, then let me make sure that the people feel how powerful they are. That's my goal. I want you to feel how powerful you are and how you can assist in making this state and being an example to other states of how we can reform some of the issues that are happening, that are being implemented to kind of squeeze us as tight as they can. It's time to be a part of making it right. We can't all follow down this road knowing that it's not healthy. And we can't all just keep following behind a single person. Everybody's got to take your own steps. So let me give you the ability to be a part of that. In 2026, November 3rd, you're going to have to write my name on the ballot. Rodney C. Glover, RODNEYCGLOVER. Write it in and understand that I am going to ensure that you feel the power of that Constitution. You guys have a great day.